Today on Newsbreak, we recap our fun week in New York City, and it looks to be a busy week of weather. Jacob Voss has it all covered. All this and more on this Monday, December 14th, 2015. Good afternoon, SLHS. I'm Tyler Dennis.
And I'm Erin Hines.
Now let's look at your top stories for today.
The high school band and choir hosted a show in the Sami Center yesterday afternoon. They got everyone ready for Christmas with a festive show.
Moving on, there's a boys soccer sign up in the office for any boys interested. And the classrooms will be in before winter break.
Any students that took an ILCC class needs to have their ILCC textbook turned in by this Friday, December 18th.
ILCC face-to-face courses will begin January 13th, and online courses begin on January 16th.
Any students interested in taking the ACT in February should see Mrs. Nelson to get signed up. The deadline to register is January 8th. Any Winter Rec students that haven't made a copy of their driver's license need to go to the office and do so. The $50 down payment is due at that time. And finally, happy birthday to JP Walls. Now I'll send it over to Jacob Voss with today's one.
Alright, thanks guys. Taking a look at Newsbreak's HD first today. That rain out there this morning, you can see a little bit on the lens there, and that's going to continue through the morning hours. And eventually it will clear the rain out, but keep the clouds around and continue with windy conditions today with a high near 35. Continuing with these tricky conditions, a high of 34 degrees tomorrow. Some afternoon rain is going to be possible, then some possible mixed precip going into tomorrow night. So it's going to be kind of a mess out there. Low of 33, high of 35 on Wednesday. So staying pretty steady with those temperatures. Rain and snow continuing in the morning and then ending. And then the temperatures are going to drop with the cold front finally coming through on Wednesday, which will lead to that colder air on Thursday and Friday with breezy conditions as well. But it will be drier out there with highs in the 20s, but then another warm up right after that for the weekend. We'll talk about that in a second. Take a look at tomorrow afternoon. You can see we might have a couple snow and rain showers mixing in, but changing over to snow as we go into the overnight hours. We could have some mixed precip as well, so continuing to watch that through Wednesday morning. Could be a little tricky, just depends on the temperatures with that. But the snowfall forecast, a trace to an inch, not a big deal at all. Probably won't even stick to the ground because the ground's pretty warm. And are we going to have a white Christmas? Right now, not looking likely at all for our area. It's going to be pretty warm around the area. A better chance up to the north and west because they'll have a bigger snowstorm. And take a look at the current lake temperatures. Westlake's at 39 degrees and Big Spear's at 35.5 degrees. So they're still really warm out there. It won't be frozen probably at least until the new year. So very warm conditions out there, 35 degrees today. As we go into the 7-day forecast, you see that brief cool down, 25 on Thursday, the coldest day of the week, 19 there on Friday. But look at the weekend, back up to 35 on Saturday, 41 on Sunday, continuing with that next week. So not looking like a very likely white Christmas. But for now, back to you guys.
Taking a look at sports for today, the Spirit Lake basketball teams were at home Friday night taking on Western Christian for a Lakes Conference matchup. The girls varsity team took the lead in the first quarter, but were outscored 17-2 in the second quarter by Western. Moving in the second half, Spirit Lake would make things interesting and make the game close. The game was tied at the end of regulation and they went into overtime. Several free throws would put Spirit Lake over the edge and they took the win 54-49 in overtime.
The varsity boys team would struggle to start the game against Western. Logan Backus had his first start Friday night and scored right away. He would have a majority of the team's points in the first half. The halftime score was 41-20 in favor of Western. They would continue to score in the second half while Spirit Lake tried to catch up. The Indians would be unable to make up the points and Western won 78-48.
The SLP wrestling team was in Council Bluffs for a two-day tournament on Friday and Saturday. End results for the two-day included Kyler Reek finishing in 7th at 138, Adam Skopek in 4th at 145, and Dakota Powell in 4th at 182. The team took 11th place overall, the highest finish ever for the team. They will be back in action this week. That is Look at Your Sports. Back to you guys.
We had an amazing time last week in New York City, so let's take a look at the highlights from our trip.
Start spreading the news.
time last week in New York, guys.
A lot of crazy things going on.
Yeah.
Weather was great.
Yeah, it was really. I don't think it could have been better, really.
One
in
cold
December.
day. One
Yeah.
cold day. That
Cold
was
day.
it.
Everyone knew when it was cold.
I
We
know.
all looked miserable a little bit.
Yeah.
But,
I wore shorts that day.
That
Think it was gonna be warm? No.
Well, that's all the time we have for today. Thanks for watching Newsbreak, and have a great day.